A to the OK. And a Rotting Regisaur. Not bad, not bad at all. Now we mutate. Do we mutate onto the Stonecoil Serpent knowing what they have, or do we want it to have hexproof? Well, this puts it up to an 11-11. It's hard to say no to that. And that gives trample, which we already have trample on that thing, so we'll put it here, I guess. What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be diving back into a deck that we've seen here on the channel, but everybody seemed to love it. I loved it myself, but this time we're taking it into ranked. We're seeing what it can do up against the meta decks and seeing if we can actually climb with it, right? Now, this is Golgari Beatdown 2.0, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize because I don't think the light that lights up my face is on during the recording of the games, so sorry for that. But basically, we took some of the suggestions that I had made, you know, from the previous video about how we could make it more competitive and things that would make it more consistent, and we slotted them in. I think the deck is fantastic. I think it still needs a little bit of work on the numbers here or there. I don't know how I feel still about Setessan Training and doing this whole thing that I did with the ran through, but we're gonna see. So hopping into the deck tech or deck breakdown, for those of you that haven't seen this deck yet, or for those of you that want to see the updates with this deck and how I chose to, you know, make them and all that, we have 3 copies of Gutter Bones. One, it's a 2/1 that comes down for 1 mana. It does enter the battlefield tap, so it's not gonna, you know, haste in and boom, boom, bam. But you get to return it to your hand every time you deal damage to the opponent, which you have a lot of, you know, ways to deal damage to the opponent, either through your tramplers or through a flying creature or just through having a big ass dinosaur, right? So Gutter Bones, fairly effective. It comes back, it boosts the Pelt Collector. Pelt Collector is 1 mana. It gets boosted by everything else in your deck whenever it enters the battlefield, and by most other things in your deck when they die. Kaya's Ghost form is fantastic given we're playing huge threats such as Rotting Regisaur, Starrix. Hunted Nightmare is even pretty alright with a Kaya's Ghost form, right? And if you get Kaya's Ghost form onto your mutate creature and something does happen to your mutate creature, well, then it comes back and they're all split out. So instead of having, you know, just a single 6/6 creature that also has reach and trample and flash and flying, you'll have the 6/6, you'll have the 4/4, and you'll have the 3/3 all separate, which, again, I've explained this before, can equal to a lot more damage than just a 6/6, right? Because then you have, you know, instead of 6 points of damage, you have, what, 13? So literally over double. Anyways, moving us down, we have 2 copies of Stonecoil Serpent. If I had more of this card, I would probably play more of this card and not worry about Setessan Training almost at all, but I do think Setessan Training is very nice with Rotting. It's kind of nice with Hunted, but because Hunted already has Menace, it doesn't need it so much. Anyway, Stonecoil Serpent is fantastic, gives you protection from multicolored, which, you know, things like Teferi and whatnot are multicolored. Spawn of Mayhem's multicolored, right? Enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, which is really nice for when you go to mutate onto it. It also has reach and trample, so if you're not mutating your Gemrazer onto it, then you're getting reach and trample on your mutate creature as well, right? Paradise Druid, gonna allow you to ramp up into all this top end stuff. It has hexproof as long as it's untapped, which is fantastic for your Starrix target, right? You get to mutate onto it, it gets hexproof, it doesn't have that option of being targeted from your opponent and just easily removed. Ram Through is some fantastic removal. Speaking of removal, it allows you to deal damage equal to target creature you control, their power to an opponent's creature. I probably should just read the card. Y'all know what it does. It's fantastic. It's instant speed. It's an instant speed rapid bite, basically. And as long as you have trample, then the excess damage dealt to the creature goes to their controller. So whenever we, you know, throw trample on our Rotting Regisaur and it goes up to 8 power thanks to Setessan Training, then we use Ram Through, all that extra damage from the 8 power is just going to go straight to our opponent's face. Moving us down, we have Setessan Training, 2 mana enchantment. It allows us to draw a card, so it kind of cycles itself and allows us to put +1/+0 stats on a creature, as well as give them trample, which is fantastic, like I said before, for the Rotting Regisaur and for the Hunted Nightmare, as well as the Starrix, if you don't already have a Gemrazer mutated down onto it. So, moving us up here into our 3 slot, I think the proper number would be 200 Nightmare, 4 Rotting Regisaur. I've gone back and forth on what I think the proper amount here is. I think it is 4 and 2, or maybe even 4 and 3. I'm still not completely sold on the 100 Nightmare being bad, but I do think Rotting Regisaur is 10,000 times better in most scenarios. Moving us down, we have our mutate creatures in the top end. We have Batra or Dirge Bat, however you want to say it. It's a flash flying creature that allows us to destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls whenever it mutates. So if we're mutating this onto a Starrix, obviously we're getting a whole lot of benefit out of it. Same thing with Gemrazer. Basically, whenever this creature mutates, we're destroying target artifact or enchantment. So Cat Oven decks, we're destroying the ovens. Mono red decks, we can destroy their annexes straight up, or we can destroy their Ember Cleaves. There's a lot of stuff you can destroy here, right? These two cards alone allow you to destroy like 80% of meta cards, right? If not all of them, actually, because this one hits planeswalkers and creatures, and this one hits everything that's not a planeswalker or creature, basically. So yeah, you have removal for everything. Honestly, you might want to go up an extra copy of Dirge Bat. I think we only have 2, but if you have 3, probably wouldn't be bad. Vivien Arkbow Ranger, she's great in mono green. So far, she's been pretty good in this deck, you know, thanks to the Paradise Druids and the Great Henge. I haven't found a problem hitting the 3 green mana so far. And her ability, and this is why I'm thinking about taking out Setessan Training. And especially if you have more copies of Vivien, take out Setessan Training, because Vivien is so much better. She gives your creatures trample and gives them a counter and has the ability of removing your opponent's creature based off your creature's power. And you're never going to use the -5, but it's there, you know. Anyways, Vivien, fantastic planeswalker in this deck. Really, really boosts the value and the kill ability of the deck, if you will. Auspicious Starrix, many of you should know this card, but if you don't, it's an uncommon. You should go pick it up. Its mutatant cost is 6, and whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X permanent cards, where X is the number of times this creature is mutated. Put those permanents onto the battlefield. So obviously you want this down in your Paradise Druid, like I said earlier, so it has hexproof, and you can just keep getting out more things for free. And that's kind of what makes this Golgari Beatdown deck like over the top. A lot of Beatdown decks, you sort of are just playing with the cards you have in hand. You don't really have a way to refuel them past top decking. Well, the nice thing with this deck, you have Auspicious Starrix, you have the Great Henge, so you have ways to really like just gas it on your opponent and get down a ton of creatures all in one turn and, you know, slam face, because that's what we're here to do with the Beatdown deck, right? Slam the face. Anyways, that's going to pretty much do it for the deck tech or deck wrap up. Now, without further ado, we're going to go and hop right into our ranked. K-List is going to be our first vote for the day with this Golgari Beatdown list. I'm going to keep it because I'm a savage, and if I see 2 Auspicious Starrix in my starter hand, I don't say no to that. Temple of Malady. Ooh, I'm super happy I hit that Scryland too, because otherwise we were flooding. I don't like to flood. We have plenty of mana. We're gonna hit the Starrix fine. I'm not worried about that. Are you playing mono green Beatdown? That's what it feels like. If they are, then they're about to mutate onto their Stonecoil Serpent at 3 mana, in which case it's gonna get really, really big. I think I go for the ramp here. Because if they are playing mono green Beatdown and they just go for a big Stonecoil Serpent here, then again, if I outbig them, we'll be alright. But it doesn't look like that's what they're going for, because otherwise... Oh, they missed a land drop. That is terrible for them, fantastic for us. Yeah, we're just going to keep on ramping. This puts us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... We'll be at 6 come next turn, but we'll have to tap both of our Paradise Druids in order to do that. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing we can really do about that, right? Wildborn Preserver. So it is a mono green deck, but it's more mono green Beatdown than mono green Mutate or any of that. Love Strike Beast, and they're still stuck on 2 lands. That's incredible. They're kicking our ass on 2 lands, but... You know, shut up. So do we go for the big old Starrix or do we go for the 4/4 Stonecoil? I think we go for the 4/4 Stonecoil. Right? Or am I crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that? Should I just go for the mutated Starrix? If I go for the mutated Starrix, we're taking all that stuff on the face, so... Tell you what, we're gonna go for a 5/5 and just tap one of our Paradise Druids, keep up the other one just in case. There's the Migratory Greathorn. We knew they had Mutate. It was only a matter of time, so we should have went for a 6/6, I suppose. Now they're just going to swing in with that. Yeah, that's okay. A to the okay. And a Rotting Regisaur. Not bad at all. Now we mutate. Do we mutate onto the Stonecoil Serpent knowing what they have, or do we want it to have hexproof? Well, this puts it up to an 11/11. It's hard to say no to that. And that gives trample, which we already have trample on that thing. So we'll put it here, I guess. Just for the sake of diversifying our field. Now I can swing in with the 11/11, put them down to 9. But then they're going to crack back with the 5/6. So we're going to leave it alone. We're just going to leave it alone. We may actually mutate this Starrix onto the Paradise Druid right here. Hey, you leave that Starrix alone. I see you eyeballing at K-List. Don't you worry. Ooh, cheeky little Vivien Arkbow Ranger.
And listen to the sounds of the wild. My.
Okay, so they're just trying to go big. They're trying to catch up with it. They said, whoa, slow down. You're going too fast. All right, so we're gonna grab a forest out here just in case we hit our Vivien. I'd like to be able to cast it, right? And then it's Starrix time, baby. Or am I mutating here? Because think about it, it's gonna hit 2 twice, so it's gonna hit 4 extra permanents. If I mutate here, it's still only gonna be a 6/6, and that's not big enough to deal with that. So yeah, let's go here. All right. Ooh, a Great Henge. Don't mind if I do. Oh, right. I was like, why are we tapping that Paradise Druid? But because we don't have any black mana down here. That's okay. So we're building our... Ooh, baby, that's beautiful. Alright, so now we need this Starrix to go in for sure. Like, go ham on their Vivien. Take that bitch out. Take her downtown. Beautiful. And we still have an 8/7 to defend against their 7/8, coincidentally. So yeah, I'd say things are going pretty well. That's terrible for us because, you know, bye-bye Great Henge. But at the same time, it's only an 8/8. We have an 8/7, right? Yeah, so we can still defend and we'll only take 1 point of damage. Are you sure? All right, they're sure. What if they go big? What if they go bigger than what our Rotting Regisaur can deal here? I don't know if I'm ready for that. I guess I am. Gemrazer. We're taking out their biggest creature. We're getting down a Vivien. Oh no, K-List. They're just scooping it out. They can't deal with Golgari Beatdown. So you saw it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Golgari Beatdown beats Mono Green Beatdown. Benny Ho gonna be our next foe. Let's see what we're working with here. I don't love it because we have 2 Gemrazers, but aside from that, I could kind of dig it. We'll keep it. We have the Temple of Malady to scry with. I would much rather preferred going first, but you know, beggars can't be choosers and whatnot. 100 Nightmare. Well, if you can just keep that Grazer there, I think we'll be fine. Do I want a Rotting Regisaur? It's gonna make me have to discard. I mean, I guess I don't ever not want a Rotting Regisaur, am I right? Rules? What? Gruul Spellbreaker in a Yorion deck. Yorion, whatever you want to call him. The big flying bird thingy. That's strange. Certainly not what we wanted to see, given we have the 100 Nightmare. Okay. Let's get down to more green mana. Am I giving their Gruul Spellbreaker Death Touch? Yeah. Yeah, I am. You have to excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I appear to have a frog in my throat. It's Timur with Yorion. I just don't understand. I'm missing something, and I would like to know what it is. So are we taking the 3 going down to 11? If so, we do have the crack back here, and we can get down. We can just get down a Gemrazer, right? Or just get down a Rotting Regisaur. But if we get down the Rotting, we have to start discarding stuff. I want to Kaya's Ghost Form probably on the Rotting, and I can do all of that next turn. Which means if I do block this here, they probably play something else, right? They probably play another creature. We are gonna block it. Cavalier of Thorns. Well, that's fun. They have Embercleave, they have Scorching Dragonfire. They're playing a very, very strange deck. Seeing the Great Henge makes me super happy about doing this play. It's going to be real hard for them to remove Rotting Regisaur, and, well, Great Henge only costs us 2 mana, so... We're probably discarding a Gemrazer here. Alright, so yeah, discard a Gemrazer. Another Hunted Nightmare. I'm not upset about it. This allows us to draw a card, but doesn't allow us to play anything else. Of course, if we play anything else, it doesn't allow us to, well, play anything else. So, do I want to go wider, or do I want to go bigger? Well, let's go bigger. I can shock this in now and get down 100 Nightmare. Another Rotting Regisaur. We could swing in with our Rotting Regisaur. They more than likely block with Cavalier, put something like Embercleave back on top. I say we go for it. This is a beatdown deck. We didn't come here to be pansies, to play lightheartedly. We came here to stomp face. So let's stomp some face. Or, you know, creatures. Let's stomp some creatures, I suppose. Anyways, we'll get our Rotting back. Do I want to throw down 2 Rotting Regisaurs? I don't, like, as soon as I have 1 Rotting Regisaur, I'm already okay with the idea of not having any cards in hand. So getting down 2, I can't say that'd be a bad idea. We did just draw into a land, though. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I want to discard the land. Alright, so they have Embercleave, so we double block, right? Because it's 6. Yeah. We double block. They think they're being sneaky, but they're really not. Oh, if they take out our Rotting Regisaur, all the better, right? All the better for us, and they're stuck at 3 lands now, which is enough, I guess, to equip Embercleave to the Grazer. Yeah, that's what you want to do. And we have a little 1/4 with double strike. That's funny. And we hit a Starrix, and we didn't have a Rotting Regisaur, so we don't even have to discard. We have the Gemrazer, which we can mutate down. Oh, I'm loving it. How much mana are we actually at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's hard for me not to just hit the Starrix immediately, but the idea of getting rid of the Embercleave before they can get down Yorion, it's just so much greater. So we're actually going under here. Bye-bye. We could still cast this down, I suppose, but I'd still rather mutate it. I'm actually okay with playing this. Because we get to draw a card, right? Now, we're not playing that land. I was about to say, even if we can play the land, we're not playing it. So we're taking them down to 14. We have a 5/6 Hunted Nightmare with Reach and Trample and Menace and a +1/+1 counter. Benny Ho, they're scooping it out, and we're 2-0 for the day with Golgari Beatdown. Ladies and gentlemen, we're 2 victories away from Diamond Tier 2. Creed is going to be our first foe for the day. Well, that's not a great hand to start us with. But we do have the line of going for the 1/1 Stonecoil Serpent. If we hit another mana, we have the Paradise Druid, and then we have the Gemrazer off of that. So it's not terrible. But again, it's a 1-land hand, so it's very risky. Alright, we'll keep this. Toss back one of the ram throughs. Alright, Creed, what you got for us? I see you're not playing any companions. That makes me happy. Or not. Never mind. Mono red. That also makes sense. Also makes sense. Is it... Okay. Typical mono red. Yay! So we're gonna hemorrhage a little bit here off the bat, but that's okay. They hit a Kai's Ghost Form from us. A Rotting Regisaur. Well, that's gonna be really nice to get down next turn. I think what we do is we go for the Rotting Regisaur and put a Kaya's Ghost Form on it, right, to keep it alive. And then we can start. Oh. All right, so we'll be up to 4 mana next turn. And unfortunately, we gotta let this happen. They took a rotting from us. That's not good, ladies and gentlemen. That's not what you want to see. Oh dear God. Screw you, robber of the rich, you bastard. So they should play down the Rotting Regisaur as well. It's a 7/6 for 3 mana that mono red doesn't typically have access to, so that's very strong, given that I'm assuming they're also playing Embercleave, so it's a little bit of a yikes. No, Kaya's Ghost Form. What a weirdo. What an absolute weirdo. And a light up the stage. Alright. Well. We can shock this land in, mutate the Gemrazer down onto the Paradise Druid, get rid of their Kaya's Ghost Form, and have a blocker that has hexproof. Does cost us 2 health. Our only other alternative, though, is going ahead and get down the Rotting Regisaur. I like the idea of the Gemrazer. Over. And yep. Get rid of that Ghost Form. That's mine anyways, you bastard. Next, we are not going to be attacking, so we can actually go ahead and just skip through our turn here. And yeah, we're kind of good to go. They can get down that annex over there. I assume, yeah. I was gonna say, I assume they will. I don't know if they swing in here. They do. They're not getting the robber proc though. Like, I mean, they're getting it, but they're not actually stealing anything extra. So they're just kind of losing the robber here, unless they boost it. Okay. Super happy to not see an Infuriate there. I actually hadn't seen Infuriate in a while, and I certainly don't want to. You know what I mean? Now, what do? Because we have the Ram Through, which can just take out the Annex. But we also have a Rotting Regisaur, which I would like to get down. You know what I mean? Alright, so at least this way, if our creatures do die, they'll come back as 2 separate creatures on the board. 1, so we'll have 2 creatures instead of 1, and 2, if they somehow get an Embercleave off on this Scorch Spitter or on one of these little 1/1s, we can actually, you know, not lose our creature due to a silly little Embercleave. Or Castle Emberth, right? Castle Emberth plus... Well, no, because we have Hexproof. I don't know. I don't know what their course of action would be. They may just try to beat us down with 1/1s. Another Annex. Well, I'm not excited about that, but it does mean that they can't Castle Emberth, so happy about that. You know, there's always a silver lining. 10 Street Dodger, another one I'm not happy about. So do they pay the 1 there and swing all in? I'm assuming, yeah. So that takes us down to at least 1, 2, 3, 4 health. Man, oh man. How do we stay alive here? Because they have enough, and we need to take out the Annex. All right. let's hope. Fingers crossed. Ah, damn it. I don't think we have enough defenders, right? One there, one there, one there. Oh, okay. GG, Creed. KGKWR. I guess. 2 Pelt Collectors, the Dirge Bat, and an Auspicious Starrix. Sure. Seems a little risky, but hey, risky is my middle name. It's Chance Risky Henderson. Oh man. Alright, Pelt Collector. Don't let me down. Oh baby, don't let me down. It's looking like they're probably playing Mardu Knights. Not something I'm super happy about because Pelt Collectors just get dicked on kinda. I don't think we're trading out the Pelt Collector to the Venerable Knight. Not yet at least. Another Alright game, I see what you're doing here. I think it's funny. Now give me some other cards. I'll play into it for a little bit, but give me some other cards. Don't let it in like this. Yeah, get in there, Pelt Collector. You feisty, wily beast, you. Now we can get the Dirge Bat down on turn 4, and I have every intention of it. Okay, believe you me, I have every intention of it. But for now, it's just sort of hurting our faces, just sort of hemorrhaging over and over. So we're hoping for a creature we can cast with 3 mana on this next turn. Paradise Druid, they are beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. Because you're going to buff all 3 Pelt Collectors as soon as you enter the battlefield. Let's see it, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. Are we swinging all in? Are we leaving one back? I think we leave one back to kill the Fervent. Nah. I guess we're just trading back and forth this night deck. It's like in those boxing movies, because I don't know if it actually happens in boxing matches. I don't really watch boxing. They're just gonna concede. Picking up a victory number 2. Our next foe is gonna be Feed. So we had Creed and now we have Feed. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, we're going to keep this hand. I like the 100 Nightmare. We're probably actually going to go for the Fabled Passage here. Grab the Swamp. That way, turn 3, guaranteed 100 Nightmare, right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're getting down to Gingerbread. You don't love to see that given I have plans on playing the 100 Nightmare, but it's okay. We have Ram through, so that's good. We could actually like get rid of whichever creature we give Death Touch to. Pelt Collector. You're playing some kind of weird mono green deck here, I'm not gonna lie, buddy. You got a weird vibe going on. We got a Batra. Why do you put it on your Pelt Collector? Wouldn't you want Death Touch on your least important creature? Sir Farron. How you faring, Sir Farron? Is that an oops kind of moment where you mean to, yeah, that only works if you activate it before you, yeah, it's okay. We've all been there. We've all been there. So we're up to 4 mana. We have enough for the Ram through, which I definitely want to use on the Pelt Collector, right? And I have enough for, do they have any enchantment? No. Alright, so yeah, let's just do this. Put him up to 5/5, give him trample. Swamp, cool beans, ram through here to here, and then we can swing in. Do I swing in? I think so. This is a beatdown deck, right? Putting them down to 12. Now I know Sir Farron can get a little bit explosive. Yeah, okay. Like I said, Sir Farron can get a little bit explosive. That deserves a nice. What we can do here Leave the Batra up. We're gonna flash the Batra in, and then we can mutate onto her, right? Leave my Hunted Nightmare alone. Feed. I can see it in your eyes. You want my demise. Oh, baby, if that's all they're playing, I'm pretty happy about it, right? Pretty happy. Another Hunted Nightmare. Well, how lucky of me. First things first, though, we're mutating. I do want to get rid of the Surf Baron because obvious reasons, but the Love Struck Beast can actually just get straight through us, just with what it is, right? But this is explosive, so. And then I think we're actually not shocking that in. We're leaving things as is. Another Love Struck Beast. God damn. All of them. Just all the Love Struck Beasts. So we block with the Gutter Bones. Pelt Collector. Pelt Collector is interesting. You silly, silly boy. You silly, silly boy. Here's the thing, if we attack, yes, we get Gutter Bones back in hand, but Gutter Bones always comes down tapped anyways, so we need... That's kind of convenient. We have to block like here and here separately, and then we have to kill those things, so... It's unfortunate, but it's kind of the position we're at. Oh yeah, I got trampled. Damn, feed. The Surf Baron. Anyways, Takumi, gonna be our next foe. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. We get down Paradise Druid turn 2, maybe Hunted Nightmare after that, given, you know, Paradise fixes our mana a little bit. We'll have to wait and see though. Opponent always gets to go first. Never lucky. 3 matches in a row. Opponent goes first every single time. What's that about, game? Thought it was supposed to be 50-50. Shouldn't you literally, like, shouldn't Magic just make it to where when you go to queue up 50% of the time, so you go to queue up your first match, you automatically get first. You go to queue up your second match, and then you automatically get second, and it puts you up against someone that automatically gets first? It might be a little ridiculous, but I don't know. My personal thoughts on it. Alrighty. So we did hit the swamp, and they don't have any creatures down, so the Hunted Nightmare just kind of feels right, you know what I mean? It looks actually like they're playing Timur Reclamation. I don't think I'm swinging it with the Paradise Druid. Because we're at 4 mana now. As long as Hunted Nightmare can survive, and Paradise Druid can survive, that's our Great Henge, right? Wilderness Wreck. Now, do they run Aether Gust? That is the question, huh? Alright, well, first things first, we're swinging in with the 100 Nightmare. It's 4 points of damage. It's guaranteed. We're going to do it. Let's see if the Great Henge lands. I do wholeheartedly expect an Aether Gust. No Aether Gust. Oh, baby. Did we get the Paradise? Oh. Beautiful. Now, we are flooding a little bit. That's not something you really love to see. But, you know. We'll get there. Hopefully. Thankfully, a Storm's Wrath doesn't wipe our 100 Nightmare either. It will wipe our Paradise Druids, but not our 100 Nightmare. They're getting up there in the mana. They are certainly getting up there in the mana. Let's load this onto the 100 Nightmare. Draw a card, see what we get. Another 100 Nightmare. That's not terrible, given, you know, again, they have 0 creatures on the board, so 0 creatures that can take the Death Touch counter. So we go for another 100 Nightmare. And are we putting this Setessan Training onto the second 100 Nightmare? If so, we should probably wait on it. I don't think we need to add more to the board state by throwing down the Paradise Druid as well, so I think we just go... And I think, I could be wrong, but I think we just swing all in here, because that's 5 points of damage. Puts him down to 7 health. That's 1 Rotting Regisaur, you know what I mean? That's so close. So close. They are playing Expansion Explosion, though, right? Alright, they're cycling a Shark Typhoon and putting down a 3-3. Probably taking out the 2-1. So they are still going down 8 health, which is 9. We still have the 10 points of damage on our 2 beasts over here. Go ahead and draw another card. Another land. Damn, we are flooding. Everybody roll up your pants. Is it a coincidence that we're flooding and they just cast a Shark Typhoon? No, obviously. There's no way that Shark Typhoon from your foe has the ability to pull lands into your hand. Takumi, what do you got for me? You're going down to 7 health, which means you just shocked something in. Are they just going for the straight up Expansion Explosion to the face? They have 6, 12, 18. 18 points of damage with the Expansion Explosion. But you're not doing it in the right step if you're going for that. Okay. cool beans. That's all right with me. We'll go ahead and use our ram through here to here. That's 3 extra damage. Now they didn't concede, which means they gotta have a way to stay alive, right? Opt. Okay. Do they have another Shark Typhoon that they were planning on throwing down? Because, like, even if you do, I have 2 creatures with Menace that are swinging in, so you still can't block it, right? Yeah, Takumi, they're scooping it out, and we're picking up a victory with the Golgari Beatdown. Romero, gonna be our next foe. An opponent gets to go first. We blew it, ladies and gentlemen. We blew our chances at getting to go first. Now we're gonna be stuck in this second turn shenanigans for like 3 games in a row. Am I taking this hand though? Because like this is really slow. And we can't even get a Gutter Bones down on turn 1. But we do have the ram through, so if they play anything, we can more than likely kill it. And double Fabled Passage means we will get down 100 Nightmare, but it'll be turn 4. I'm not happy about this. Alright, I just need some green mana. There's absolutely 0 way we get mana screwed 2 games in a row, right? Magic has never ever done that to someone. There's no way. It's absolutely a 0% chance. So we're fine keeping a 2-lane hand because we just got mana screwed. So, you know, probability is in our favor. Or it's not, and I'm just talking out my ass. Charming Prince coming down for our foe. Hey, there we go. I'm not talking out my ass. Are we putting a Death Touch counter on the Charming Prince? I think so, because we have the ram through, so we can like take him out immediately anyways. Although I will say there's a strong case that we should have went Paradise Druid there. Hello. Hi. I don't. What is that in reference to? Because people don't play Hunted Nightmare? You're like, oh, well, hello. No, Teferi, listen, baby, there's no need for this. You don't have to slow things down at all. Alright, so I definitely should have went for the Paradise Druid. It's becoming very prevalent of that now. It's okay, we'll get one down. Actually, we probably should have just jammed the Hunted Nightmare back down, right? Because of the Charming Prince. That's a little bit of a yikes. That's okay. It's whatever. Do you think they have the board wipe? You know what I mean? Like they play down one more land, they have the Teferi boosted. Just the boosted ass Teferi. And they board wipe as soon as it comes our turn. Right? Quit looking at my Paradise Druid. She has nothing to do with you. Come on. The cheeky instant speed thought erasure. That's what we all live for. You're taking my ram through, because if you don't, I'm using it. You're definitely taking the ram through. You're definitely taking the ram through. You're crazy. You're nuts. You took the Gemrazer. They must have a lot of artifacts or enchantments. Am I right? Well, whatever. We'll take that land. Alright, so we can get ram through plus the other Paradise Druid down. I think that's our best play. And of course, we're going to target the hexproof creature we control. Take out Tef. Paradise Druid. Please don't board wipe me. They just took out my Gemrazer though. Surely if they had board wipe, they'd take the Great Henge, right? Because otherwise you just don't make any sense. By the way, if we draw into a land, we get our Great Henge down. We don't get to also get down the Hunted Nightmare, but I think get down Great Henge, like in and of itself, is a pretty big accomplishment. So, Oath of Kaya coming down to kill our Paradise Druid. Never mind, scratch what I just said. Because, you know, Oath of Kaya is a fun card. Thought Erasure, gonna take our Great Henge. Bum bum bum. That's okay. So we kept that land on top for nothing, for no reason. Damn it. That's fine. Hunted Nightmare, come on down. And again, we gotta hope that they don't have any board wipe, but you know, that's pretty much always the sentiment whenever you're playing a creature deck and your opponent's not playing a creature deck. You're like, oh, okay. Don't kill me all at once. I think we do leave our Paradise Druid back. We'll swing in with the Gutter Bones. We are still at 6 mana, which means if we hit a Starrix, we're all good there. ECD action, gonna take our Hunted Nightmare because things just work perfectly for the control players. We're gonna get another Fabled Passage. Wow, I'm really regretting having kept that land on top. We're gonna get some more green mana because I think it's a little bit more prevalent than the black mana, and we're gonna get back in just with the one. I gotta say, this is rather annoying. But hey, that's Esper in a nutshell, right? Rather annoying.
Sorry I'm late.
Could literally be their slogan. Now, I don't think we worry about killing that Teferi. Like, I don't think we rush our Paradise Druid to its death just to kill the Teferi. You know what I mean? Because ECD is about to bring back their other Teferi. So, you know, no, Charming Prince. Well, if we had killed Teferi, there's no way they weren't not bringing back Teferi. Is that correct? I think we made the right play there and not worrying about Teferi. May come back to bite me in the ass later, but we'll have to see. Okay, dokie. Well, we're getting down the Great Henge. If it doesn't get countered, it doesn't. Hey, looky there, looky there. Now we just need some creatures instead of these lands.
Here we go.
What do y'all think? Board wipe? What? Does this bounce artifacts? Yep. Indeedly so. Indeedly so, because enchantments and creatures weren't enough. You gotta bounce the artifacts too. Alright, Romero. I'm not happy with how the game's turned out. That's okay, we got a Batra. I still want to get the Great Henge down first, I think. If we can. Ominous. Omen of the Seas. I was about to say Ominous Seas, but I think that's a completely different card. I think I'm thinking of the cycling deck, right? Disinformation camp. I accidentally muted myself there at the end of that. You bastard. Who plays that card anymore? I haven't even seen any Surveil out of your deck, and you're just like, well, I'll play this 3 mana, make my opponent discard 1, draw 1. I don't. This is our problem with Esper players. Sometimes you're just being just trying to think of a good, like, super silly insult for this person, because I don't actually want to insult them for playing Esper. Like, play whatever you want, you know, especially since we're in ranked. But I do find it funny that we haven't seen any Surveil, and they're like, oh, here's a disinformation campaign. It's like they can't let go of their roots. This is what got me here. This is what made me strong. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm top decking lands, okay, people? Shut up. I'm just hoping. Yeah. You just fucking wait until I get some cards, Romero. We're gonna have a throwdown. We're gonna have a brawl on our hands. That Teferi's getting big. I don't enjoy. If we could get a Dirge Bat that I could mutate onto a Gutterbones, I'd be happy about that. Of course, even if we get that, they have the removal, right? There's no way within those 2 cards they don't have the removal they need. My turn. And we're flooding. Somebody open those gates. Ba-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum-bum-bum. We're up to what, 9, 11, 12 mana. Damn, if only I had a finale, am I right? I could finale all over the face holes. Maybe we should start running finale. Maybe. Did I activate the Great Henge last turn? I certainly meant to. I don't know if I did. Gotta say I'm not happy about this Esper kicking our ass. I would like some cards. Alright, so out of the last 2 playables that we've drawn, one has been Gutterbones and one has been Pelt Collector. We did hit that Batra at some point, but it immediately Damn it. Who shuffled our deck? Who did this? Was it you, Teferi? I know you like to be mischievous. I know you like to play your pranks and whatnot. This is a little bit too much, though. Lands, 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 lands. 1, 1, 2, 1. Lands, lands, lands. Oh man, this is just straight depressing. It was like when I was watching the. I try to watch some of the bigger Magic tournaments. Like if I have time, you know, I'll tune in, whatever. I was watching the Players Online tournament or whatever that tournament was last night, and I was watching. I'm not gonna be able to think of their names. It was Rakdos Sacrifice versus Timur Reclamation, and it was late last night. It was like round 13 or something like that of the day. It was crazy. But the Rakdos Sacrifice deck, all it needed to pull was a simple, cheeky little cat. Right? Any damage actually for like 2 or 3 turns. The opponent was on like 2 health, and can you imagine what he hit? Anybody want to take a wild guess what he hit? That's right, lands. For like 2 turns back to back, these 2 players were just lands, 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 lands. At which point I was like, I can't do it anymore, you know? I had to turn it off. To see a tournament where one player could potentially beat the other one and then just doesn't hit it, like just drawing furious as hell, like come on, come on, come on, any bit of damage. Nope. Okay. Well, you just get this like huge bit of like stomach turn, right? If you're that player, you're like, oh, I was like literally right there, but I got flooded, and you know, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do?
No, I am not
Yo,
making this up as I
motherfucker,
go.
leave my Great Henge alone. All right, you can have it. Damn. Holy fuck, Romero, quit it. Alrighty, so you made it all the way through the matches. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize for not swapping the webcam over to the right side as I did for the end of the video. It's supposed to be over here for the beginning. A lot of stuff's going on in my mind, so I'm a little bit distracted. Anyways, on to this deck tech or deck wrap, the deck tech wrap up. You know what I'm saying? It's got a lot of similar cards to what we had before, but I do want to go through and take out some of the ones that are like, no, you don't want to be playing this competitively because this, or you do want to be playing this competitively because of, you know, X deck or Y deck or whatever. Anyways, before we go and hop into all that, if you enjoyed the video, which, you know, I'm assuming you did if you watched all the way to the end, please be sure to leave a like down below and a comment in the comment section if you have any suggestions on this video, future videos, or past videos about gameplay, me personally, editing, anything along those lines. If you're looking for more content, which, you know, hey, if you watched through the end, I'm assuming you are, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon that pops out afterwards. It'll give you notifications whenever I post videos, post and all that great stuff. If you're looking to catch us play these decks live, I recommend you hop over to twitch.tv/Dr. Spilk and toss a follow there. We are live as many mornings throughout the week as I can possibly, you know, muster, and then some nights, you know, sometimes whenever I miss a morning, I get to feeling real bad, and so that night I'll hop on and play for at least a little bit. And if you're looking for a Discord community to join up with, I say it every video, there's a link down in the description of every video. By the way, there's links for like everything down in the description, so if you're really looking for anything, check down there. Great community. I recommend you hop over there and join us up. Anyways, on into this deck tech wrap up. Wilt is a fantastic card. It's only a common, so it's very cheap. It's 2 mana, it's instant speed. It's everything you want basically from a common card, right? You get to destroy target artifact or enchantment, so it's great up against those cat oven decks, those mono red decks, as I mentioned with the Gemrazer. However, this isn't a whole creature like Gemrazer, but you can also cycle it, so it has its ups, it has its downs. I would recommend using this as a sideboard card if you go to play this deck in best of 3. I don't think it's necessarily main deckable. You get what I'm saying. Main board worthy, but it is very, very strong and certainly worth a key little note. Assassin's Trophy, same thing with this, right? You don't ever want to play an Assassin's Trophy. Well, I say you don't ever, but you generally don't want to play an Assassin's Trophy into a ramp deck, especially things like Timur Reclamation, right? And you say, well, Chance, you can destroy their Wilderness Reclamation with this. Yeah, but they have 4 copies of it, and they're gonna draw more. So you're just ramping them, right? You're spending 2 mana. You're spending your ability to potentially take them out sooner, right, and not get explosion in the face to give them extra mana. That's not what they need. So Assassin's Trophy, it's okay. I just, giving someone another land, man, it always feels bad. So play this if you wanna. I recommend that, again, it's sideboarded and you only bring it out for those creature heavy decks where you're like, you know what, I don't care if you have an extra land. You know, Mono Red, I don't care if you have an extra land, but I might want to destroy that Cavalcade of Calamity, you know, or that Tybalt, if they decide to sideboard into Tybalt, you know, whatever. Call the Death Dweller. I go back and forth on this a million times over. It does bring back your Rotting Regisaur, it does bring back your Hunted Nightmare, it brings back your Paradise, your Gutter Bones, your Pelt Collectors, so it brings back a lot. Namely, your Rotting Regisaurs and your Hunted Nightmares, right? And that's the reason why I keep thinking it over, but it doesn't bring back any of your Mutate creatures. It is 3 mana, it's sorcery speed. Now, it does allow you to put a Menace and Death Touch counter, which obviously Menace on Rotting Regisaur is like, oh my god, beautiful. And a Death Touch counter on something like a Gutter Bones is still really nice as well. I just don't know if it's worth, like, the odds of drawing this over just drawing a Rotting Regisaur, right? Because it's the 3 mana slot, so it's basically taking the slot of one of these 2. So would I rather just draw an extra copy of one of these 2 or bring one back from the graveyard? Well, this one isn't going to hit all the time, and so I just don't know. If you want to try it out, let me know how it goes. Maybe you make your deck less mutatey and you put more creatures down here in the lower end, and maybe then you can use it. But Murderous Rider, if you're looking for some more solid removal, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people took out Setessan Training and just put in the Murderous Rider. It allows you to destroy creatures, planeswalkers. Sure, it costs you a little bit of life, but it also has lifelink itself. It comes down with solid stat line of 2/3, and you can mutate onto it, which means when you put your Gemrazer onto it, it's also going to have lifelink, which is really, really nice, because then you'll have a 4/4 body with lifelink, trample, and reach. So kind of does everything you want it to. Fully Grown, I don't think this stays in the deck. I really don't. It's 3 mana. I'm not even going to go over that card. It's one of the cards that I probably should have removed at the very beginning. Insatiable Hemiphage, if you're on a budget, if you're balling on a budget, Insatiable Hemiphage might actually be where you want to go, especially if you're running into a whole lot of aggro decks that just keep taking you down as far as health goes. This deck isn't over top as far as gaining life. As a matter of fact, you don't have any life gaining as far as I'm concerned, except for the Great Henge, which you don't want to rely on for life gain, right? You don't want that to be your, like, no, I got Great Henge, it'll be okay. So if you want to play Insatiable Hemiphage, it's not bad, and when it mutates, it only costs 3, so it's actually battling these 2 slots. It's not battling your 4 drop slots, which, let's be real, Gemrazer is also battling in your 3 drop slot, so it's more like this, right? Anyways, I think Insatiable's great, and it's only an uncommon, so it's very cheap, and again, up against those aggro matchups, it gives you a Death Toucher, it gives you life, so I think it's pretty good. Again, we talked about this last time. Rankle and Spawn of Mayhem, if you're looking to still have a Golgari Beatdown, but you're not such a fan of Mutate, or maybe you just don't have the Gemrazers and the Dirge Bats, because, well, let's be real, these are the 2 that you mainly want. The Migratory Greathorn's okay, but this isn't a ramp deck, this is a beatdown deck. And Insatiable Hemiphage is okay, but again, this isn't a Mutate deck, this is a beatdown deck. So it's like, these are the 2 that you want. If you don't have them, maybe you go for a Rankle and a Spawn of Mayhem, right? Now, I know these 2 are very expensive as well, as they are both mythics, so I'm not here to discuss, you know, the polishing on Magic. I'm here to discuss the cards. So, Rankle, Master of Pranks, it's flying, it has haste. It can allow you to make your opponent sacrifice a creature, allows you to draw cards, allows you to make your opponent discard. And of course, all this happens to you as well as you're doing it to your opponent, but, you know, there's always a price to pay with Rankle. And then Spawn of Mayhem is a 4/4 flying trampler, which you can get down for 3 mana. So again, it could potentially battle with these 2 if you are getting it down for 3 mana. But it's a 4/4 flying trampler that gets bigger and bigger once a certain point hits, and it does that 1 point of damage at the beginning of each turn. So it's kind of like a 5/5. It's It's weird. It's very good though, and if you're serious about playing a beatdown deck, this might be where you want to be. This might be. It makes sense. And then last but not least, we have Cavalier of Night. It's honestly a very good card. You know, even if you're bringing it down and you're destroying your mutated Starrix that has a ton of stuff on it, but also has Ghost Form, you're like opening up the amount of damage you have on the next turn by a ton. And you're removing something from your opponent, and you're getting an extra lifelink creature. And when Cavalier of Night dies, guess what? You can bring back your Rotting Regisaur, your Hunted Nightmare, which are your big heavy hitters, right? So it's been very difficult for me to not like just slide in a Cavalier of Night just somewhere in this deck. But that's honestly like my problem with this deck, and there's so many things that I want to try. I think Setessan Training does come out for sure. It just doesn't offer enough for being a whole slot in your deck. But aside from that, like I'm having problems trimming the fat with this one. I thought maybe Gutter Bones, because some games it does feel bad, but some games it feels like it's the thing that carries you. So, you know, I don't know. I'm back and forth on it. Anyways, thanks everybody once again for watching all the way through the video. If you enjoyed, please, I can't stress enough, leave that like down below. It helps every video. It helps me personally, just to know like the gauge on videos, how well you like this topic, how well you liked, you know, my style of editing or my style of whatever I did, right? My beard is getting ridiculous. I can see that. It's getting like way too scruffy over here. I need it to fill out. That's neither here nor there. Thanks everybody once again. I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow as always. Don't forget this upcoming Tuesday, we have Tuesday Brews Day. It's going to be fantastic. I hope to see all of you there. It's going to be over on twitch.tv/Dr. Spillikin. Please hop over there and toss a follow. It will be at 10 a.m. We're going to be doing the M21 or the Core Set 2021 decks that we're going to be playing, right? So for the first little bit of the stream, I'm going to be taking y'all through every deck that I'm going to be playing in the first segment of this streaming event. Shout out to Wizards, by the way. And then I'm going to be taking all the decks that were submitted to me from the audience, you guys, you girls, and then we're going to be playing that for the second half of the streaming event. Now, if we don't get enough of your decks for the second half of the streaming event, then I'm just going to play my own decks for the second half of the streaming event, which is why I encourage people to bring decks that you want to see, because I'm literally offering to play things that y'all want to see during the live stream event. And since we don't have the biggest following, it's a lot easier to get your voice heard here, right? That, and I actually pay attention fully to my audience as opposed to some people who don't. And I'm not, again, calling out any names or calling out any people in specific, but there are content creators that focus on their community, and there's content creators that focus on the content. So if you want a deck played, by all means submit it here, and we will do our best. That's going to do it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.